to the sky, fly so high, dive back down, burning, move so fast, I go right past your eye, dodging them bullets, they come at me with their teeth serrated, but they don't hurt me, superhero, cause I'm animated.
Hey everyone. You know, when you start collecting as a kid, you kind of just realize as you grow older that maybe you should have taken care of your figures, right? So this video, I thought, why not go through each of my figures with honorable mentions at the end, and probably just images on the screen to commemorate figures that I've gotten. And this will be solely focused on the figures between 2010 to 2020. So anything before 2020, I will not include. And we'll start from recent to old, essentially. Starting off in the late 2019, before COVID, I used to hang out with this kid in my grandparents' neighborhood, where we used to play and hang out. Before he moved away, he decided to give us a few of his Transformer toys, and I also had a chance to get a Grimlock, but I couldn't because the other kid that we were friends with took it. So instead, I end up getting these three figures. The first one being, I think, Battlemaster's Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime. He is honestly the most complete, and he's the only one stored up in my shelves. The second one is a damaged version of Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, and he's missing his leg, his head, his doors, and I got a new one, but he's still missing a head, but he's still playable. The third one happens to be Transformers Prime Beast Hunter Soundwave. Like I said, this is from my friend who lived in my grandparents' neighborhood before he moved. Again, sorry for recording a voiceover, but to avoid the microphone issue, I think I'm just gonna have to do it without one. But yeah, these are the three that I've gotten from my friend, and the Bumblebee and the Soundwave reside in my closet in a bin that's labeled the sentimental bin of the broken, where figures are broken, but they hold a special place in my heart. Next one will be slightly disappointing, but also kind of weird in a way. And these ones my parents bought as like an early Christmas gift, because that's how it was. These two deals were, and these are from Ross if I remember correctly, Titans Return Overlord and the 3-pack Bumblebees. Last Night, original 07, and 2014 can't remember, Stealth B. Now, of these three, the least broken, ironically, because I know I got these in the 3-pack and I still have the box, but the least broken, ironically, is the original 07 Bumblebee, the Camaro. And this one, I do have another Last Night B. This one's doors, because his doors were made out of clear plastic, they snapped off. But I have another version sitting on the Bumblebee section of my shelves. Now this one, I hate to inform, but this door, his connecting point snapped off and his arm broke off. Otherwise, he would have been fine, and I wish I could find another replacement for him. But currently, he also sits at the sentimental bin of the broken, which is really sad because I actually like how this figure is, and I wish I could find another one. I don't want to buy another 3-pack because then what would I do with this one? In summer of 2019, back when I was still at the old house, there was, well, 2 places. My dad took me to Walmart to find 2 studio series, but the Jazz had already been bought. But I did find Ratchet, and he did pay for him. But the unfortunate thing is, like many figures, his door hinges broke because, again, they're clear plastic, so they kind of snap off easily. And the grill is also broken. I gave his gun to a new purchase later on in the 2020s to Dark of the Moon MechTech Weapon Deluxe Ratchet, but I still wish I could find another studio series. And I wish younger me and siblings didn't, break him. But adding off to the summer of 2019, we have, and this is in an indoor flea market sale, the first figure that I found was the Ice Cream Twins, Mudflat and Skids, and they still kind of hold up pretty well. The unfortunate thing is, like, these don't really go anywhere, and they're kind of loose because they're kind of old, but it still holds pretty well. The only thing that really broke off is the connector piece for Skids to tab in the mud flap when they're in their ice cream form, but they still hold really well. And besides getting a How to Train Your Dragon season DVD, I also got Transformers Unicron Trilogy Vector Prime, completed with his Minicon and his Chrono Sword. The unfortunate thing, he's missing his missile, but I don't really care about that. And honestly, I think I would prefer to keep him like this, since I'm not really too fond of the new Vector Prime. I'm thinking of just keeping him out of my collection, and this one staying within the Prime section. But yeah, that's the 2019 toys. Now we move on to the 2018s, and oh boy, there's a lot of them. In 2018, both Toys R Us and Kmart closed on the different days, of course. And even though I can't say much about Toys R Us because I never really got a Transformer near the end of their days, I can say about Kmart because there are 2 sets of Transformers that I've had since before their closing. Those being Robots in Disguise, Menasor, the Voyager size combiner. Why? I guess he doesn't want to stand. The Last Night's Slug, which honestly is one of my top 10 favorite figures. Stay in tune for that. And, like, come on, who doesn't love Slug? And, if I remember correctly, I also got the Last Night Steelbane from Kmart as well. Yeah, and I mean, he's a great figure. It's just whenever I try to mess around with him, his arms kind of untab, and it's a whole mess, I should say. Yeah, these are 3 figures from the late 2018s. I know that I had more figures. I'm still a little bit iffy of memory. So, why don't we start with late 2017? And if memory serves, the next two figures that I got for Christmas were Titans Return, Blitzwing, and Titans Return Sentinel Prime. Now this is a newly bought one. Well, not newly, I bought him like a few years ago. But I lost my original Sentinel Prime, so I bought him again. This Blitzwing is still the same. I just didn't think how good he would be. The only problem with this Blitzwing is he can't hold his sword, which is unfortunate. And the only problem with this Sentinel Prime is the fact that it's canon for me to lose the Titan Master's legs. Like, that's really unfortunate, but it's no big issue. Now, as for the summer of 2017, I think, yeah. Right? Or summer of 2018, I should say. We have both. And as much as I don't want to get up right now, hold on. Summer of 2018, I went to Universal's in California with family, and while also experiencing the ride, I regret not getting evac because my young child was actually more interested in the Bumblebee. And seeing how I see him regularly now at local toy shops, I feel like I should have gotten evac instead. I still love this thing. You can tell that I played with him too much because his doors come off easily, and the fact that one of his thigh sides is able to come off so easily. And my brother, the one who posts about books, actually bought The Last Night Nitro Zeus for himself. And even though he's in my collection, it's still kind of his because it was his own money that he bought. And he has his own Transformers lore that you should really bug him in the comments for. I did not mean for that to rhyme. But yeah, this was the summer of 2018. During the school year of 2017 to 2018, I was in 3rd grade, right? And probably too much information to share. But my school had this like reward system for the kids. And like school money, you get paid with Cougar Cash. And you go to the Cougar store and you can pick out all the prizes that you so dearly want. And besides Lego Nexo Nights, the collecting the nights, I also managed, funny enough, to get both Titans Return Highbrow, Titans Return Hardhead, and Titans Return Quake. Yes, I know they're missing the heads. That was due to me losing them in the old house that I used to live. All of these three, I keep Quake in the bin that doesn't display but would mess around with because his arm is too flimsy. As for Hardhead and Highbrow, I keep on the G1 section of the shelves because they're the definitive figures for them. And I know, and young me thought, because I was a Bayverse baby, I thought Highbrow was top spin for a good while. January 2018, I spotted 2 small Transformers that I regret manipulating my brother, whose birthday was in January, to get these 2 little small ones. These small ones being, hold on, there you get it. Titans Return Wheelie and Titans Return Laserbeak. These were like my definitive small Titans Return toys. And while I've had more Beavis toys when I was younger, that's before 2010, and unfortunately, well, it was during 2010, but I don't have any of them anymore. Oh yeah, I unfortunately manipulated my brother to get these two, because he said he really wanted it, only for me to hold up until the end. Unfortunately, I lost both of those figures, and these two newly bought are the definitive ones that I have, but I remember getting these two beforehand. These two sit right there. Also in January of 2018, I got Titans Return Hot Rod. Now this Hot Rod does not sit in my shelves anymore, because I have a better Hot Rod and I bought a new Titans Return Hot Rod. Reason why, and I don't know if you noticed, but his back is yeah, it's coming off. Same with his arms, they're dangling loose. Even if I move the arm, his arm comes off. And not to mention, half of his windshield came off. I can always put it back, but it will always slide off. So yeah, I bought a new Titans Return Hot Rod, but I still keep this one in the bin of sentimentality. There goes his arms. I'll just put you down. Late 2017, my birthday in November, I got two figures that kind of started the whole Titans Return toy line in my collection. Those being Titans Return Twinferno and Titans Return Croc. Now I have his alligator head like this because I do not have Gator Face. I lost Gator Face and his green weapon. And also, he's in the bin where I don't display figures because his arms come off too loose and it's such little force is applied, and I don't really want that, even though I need to find another one. But this figure will always be mine because this gator tooth, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, his gator tooth came off because this one he still has on this side. As for Twinferno, my mom got me a second one without knowing I had two of them. So years passed and I unfortunately lost pieces of the second one. And I lost the arm of this one, but that's where the second one came in. And I made a custom out of the second one called Dragon Fist. If I remember correctly, either early 2018 and late 2017, I also managed to get my hands upon Power the Prime's Wreck-Gar. Now, he's a great figure that I've messed with so much, but me with this room full of siblings, I left him out, and one of my brothers accidentally jumped down from the bunk bed, landed his feet, and broke off this piece of his of his motorcycle. And young me got pissed about that, but older me now is more concerned about my brother. Also lost his head in the old house, and his axe, the thing that holds the ball joint, came off, so now the claw, which tiny and irrelevant, also came off. I also lost his Gambino force. I have him in my Machinima Trilogy toy shelf, and I bought a new one just for that reason because I remember having this one. So he sits in the bin of sentimentality as well. 2015 was a year where I kinda collected more Beavis than Machinima's toy line. Starting off, I have Combiner Wars Skylinks, Combiner Wars Onslaught, and my Combiner Wars Motormasters currently combined with the Stunnicons as Menasor, so I don't really want to take him out of there. But I also have a gift of the Robots in Disguise toy line from one of my godparents. They gave me Robots in Disguise Energized Warrior Class Bumblebee. Now, I've only had the Motormaster, Onslaught, and Skylings for the longest time. Jeez. I haven't gotten any of the parts, not even until 2021, where I got Smokescreen for him. That's like a 6-year gap. So as you can see, time took its toll with some of them. Onslaught didn't really change too much, I'm not going to lie. Motormaster, I may have replaced his weapons because both his sword and gun handles snapped off for the longest time, and they were stuck to his fists. And they were stuck for the longest time until I found replacements for them. As for Skylinks, unfortunately, I don't have his weapons. His hand is missing, and his chest for the combiner comes off. But I see that as a plus. If you don't see my Reddit, I add Slash in here as like a secret 6 member for their team. So that's a plus, I guess. I'm also missing his tail and his wing chest. But other than that, these guys hold up great. I had his sword, but I lost it because I never really gave it back to him. Only because his hand started to age and crack and break. Like his thumb, he can't even hold anything on this hand anymore. And on this side, is just gone. Like half of his hand is just gone. But yeah, that's 2015. Now we get into the juicy stuff. I used to have the gimmicky Age of Extinction Galvatron, the one where his chest pops out, but that's missing. So all that's really left me with is this Vehicon, this mercenary Vehicon, part of Lockdown's crew. And this is late 2014, Christmas gift. But yeah, he has his chainsaw machine gun. And I would have him displayed on my shelves, specifically with the mercenary faction, but he does not really want to stand well. Like, he's standing perfectly fine here, but with the others, it's a nightmare. Also, in 2014. Now, this is late 2014, when I graduated kindergarten. My parents got me these two as a gift. And before you say anything, yes, I am aware this is a newly bought one. But that's because I lost my original one. These are Beast Hunters, Transformers Prime, and Shockwave. Like I said, the Shockwave is newly bought because I lost my original one, but I had to include him here because he's integral to the story. As for Beast Hunters Optimus, I don't even know what happened with his arm. Like, I can see where it broke, but I don't know how or when or where. I also lost his tires when I was young. So, his arm is just laying about wherever. I don't know why or where. And his sword also broke. If you've seen my shorts, you would know that I gave the sword the Shockwave, the Studio Series Shockwave, and now he kind of fits as Titan TV Man. But we're not going to get into that, not until I review the 2020 figures and beyond. But yeah, these are like my earliest, not including the Bayverse that I've lost and forgotten. But this is the 2014, early 2014 figures in my collection. And yeah. Now we have the early 2000s. Well, early 2010s, I should say. And I want to say 2012 because the oldest ones that I have are late 2011s. So, as I would presume early 2012, I have both kids' toy version of Autobot Wasp, I don't know the official name, and One Step Changer Kids Heatwave. These two, along with a blue One Step Changer that I don't know where, nor do I remember the name of, but he twists his body and the hood of the car goes over his head, making hit the chest. And I don't remember. Anyone in the comments can explain. But also, even though he doesn't count, he was my stand-in Sentinel Prime because I never had a Sentinel Prime up until 2018. That being the red Turbo Megazord. And he was always my stand-in for Optimus Prime. I don't know why, but I mean, if you were a kid given to these, and you only know of Transformers, you wouldn't think of Power Rangers, would you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, in terms of the 2011, the earliest to date of the 2010 decade Transformers aren't even Transformer figures, if I'm being honest. No, these came from a birthday cake, and that is birthday cake Bumblebee and birthday cake Optimus Prime. These were from a birthday cake of my 4th birthday in 2011. That's why I'd say these are the oldest of the 2010 decade Transformers that I own. Now, before we end today's video, we have to go through some honorable mentions. The first one up happens to be this Devastator. It wasn't until after 2022 that I got the other half, but for the longest time, I've had Scrapper, Hightower, and Mixmaster. I've never had Long Haul, Rampage, or Scavenger up until 2024, which is kinda shocking if I'm being honest. The next one would be both Alita 1 and Hunger, followed by the rest of the Terracons. When I was, I think, moving on from kindergarten to middle school, I started hunting the Terracons, and they were weirdly easy to find at Walgreens of all places. I found Blot, Rippersnapper, and Cutthroat at Walgreens, while I found Cinetwin at the flea market. My dad kind of found him, but it is so well. My dad also got Hunger and Power of the Primes Alita 1 at Ross as well. Unironically, the contenders for the earliest ones happen to be the 3 bumblebees in the back, not the ones in the front, the 3 giant bumblebees. That being 07 Camaro, Revenge of the Fallen, and 07 Now, the one on the left I got recently because the original version that I had, his arm broke off, and then the actual toy my mom gave away. Now, with the middle one and the right one, I've had for a long time, and I've still kept good care of them. Moving over, we have in the G1 section, my dad found this for me and got this late 2019, early 2020 Christmas, Titans Return Trypticon. And he bought this for $50 at Ross, and it was on clearance. Which, unfortunately, I don't think most Titans will even sell for that price anymore. So my dad really got lucky with that one. But yeah, these are my oldest figures yet. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed me rambling, showing off my collection and what I've old. Sorry, this recorded audios because of the microphone bugging. But this is basically a segment where I say thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Peace.
So fast, I go right past your eye. Dodging them bullets, they come at me with their teeth serrated. But they don't hurt me, superhero, 'cause I'm animated.